Hello traders, Sean at StockBookie.com. Today we're looking at the SPY, the IWM, the Qs, the DIA, the IYT, the USO, the UUP, and the GLD. We follow the daily, weekly, monthly timeframes. We use technical analysis here at StockBookie.com. So let's get right into the daily SPY. And again, we're watching this trend line up in here, and we're watching the old all-time high at 219.50 right here. We closed right on top of it. We had two pretty good days of selling, but not really big volume. So that's kind of saying, let's see if this is for real, but I do like the action the last 2 days on the daily chart. Let's see how this sets up sideways. Does it retrace up, or does it, maybe go down to the 20 moving average? And then we wait for pattern and, pretty much take it from there. Weekly chart, same thing. Tomorrow's Friday, so we'll know where it's closing. If it does engulf this candle, maybe fill the gap down here around 218.53, then that could be talking to us. So we got to keep an eye on the close. I'll do some more videos over the weekend to go over that because the weekly closes are very important as well. Let's go into the IWM. The IWM had a nice couple day pullback, so you got to keep an eye on that. We came right into the all-time high, right around 134.10. So now we had a nice pullback. We had a little bit of follow through. Volume's picking up a little bit, so we have to keep an eye on that. But if this one continues to fall, look for the gap fill area around 127.32 to gain support. Possibly the window as well, but let's see how this thing falls into this area, or does it just retrace back up and start to float up on light volume? So let's keep an eye on both scenarios. Right now we are short the market, so that's how we're playing this. So again, we're going to see where this closes tomorrow. It's very important to me, at least. We have a 250 retrace, a 382 retrace here. You have the gap fill, you have the window, and you have some support here at this line as well at the 121.01 or 129.01. That was the old all-time high back, I don't know, 5-6 months ago or whatever. So that's where we're at. Let's see if we engulf this candle and possibly start a bearish pattern inside bar for the next leg down, or do we retrace back up to the maybe 136 area? Have to keep an eye on this one. Now the Q is a different story. Qs have been just last 2 days have been pretty ugly. 72 down on the Nasdaq today. These are two pretty good sell candles. I would expect one more move, and we might get one of those where it goes and then stretches, hits a couple good areas, and then bounces for 3 weeks through Christmas. So that's what I'm kind of watching for. But with Yellen coming up at 2 weeks from now, or on the 13th or whatever, you gotta be careful. There could be some selling into that, distribution going into other sectors, but you're going into financials at highs, guys. Come on. So, anyways, two nice sell days right into this trend line here. Let's see if this holds. We got the 618.750. Let's see what this one does. But if you're short this, so far so good. We're right back to where we need to be. And let's watch, the 113. And ultimately, I think we get down to 110. There's a gap fill down here too on the weekly. But one step at a time, guys. Right now, it's a nice little inside bar. It is coming down on this candle. That's what I pretty much expected. So we'll see if it turns out. Let's get into the DIA. This one just keeps leading the charge, guys, on the hopes and dreams of Goldman Sachs and JPM going up forever. So the DIA floated on this trend line that had some resistance there, so it took a little bit of bullish consolidation. We started to move up, like we talked about. The 20 MA is going to curl possibly into price, and we'll see if that shoots it up, or does it fall right back into price, stay there for a day, and then start setting up bearish and starting going into the mode and going right back down here and filling this gap at least, and then possibly lower prices to come. If this one consolidates a little more sideways and this comes up in the price, this possibly can move up, maybe 200, maybe 195. I don't really know, but an extended move on, let's go to the weekly chart. I mean, this thing's been roaring since 2009. Here's the dot-com boom, or the housing boom. This is where the dot-com boom. The Nasdaq went up a little bit more, but this was the housing boom, and this is going to be the central bankers out of control boom. So weekly chart though, pretty strong still, but I'd still like to see more volume. It did pick up, but we had pretty good volume in Goldman and the JPM, so you had some people buying overall. But gosh, sorry guys, I'm just more on a bearish sentiment after this bear. We've been going up for 8 years almost, guys. It's almost that time. Let's see the DIA. Let's go into the IYT. This one's still trying to make a charge though, guys, for the all-time high. We'll see if it can make it on the daily chart, on the IYT. You know, it started just, you know, kind of chop around up and down, made a new high today right here, then came right back in. All-time highs, you know, still around 166, 167 area. So you got to watch for that. Let's see if this 20 MA curls into price too and sets this one up. If it does not do that, it possibly will have a bigger move down off of a bullish sentiment pattern, and it'll have a better leg down. And you know, I'm thinking we could get to 145 on this one. I'm thinking 10 bucks, maybe the 200 if we really start rocking. But keep an eye out, guys. This one's still lagging, so that's not a good indicator. If this one's lagging and everything's making all-time highs, and the Qs too, guys, going, that's talking to us as well. I don't care what money's coming out of that and going into Goldman or whatever, but some people are selling and getting out of these markets. And you don't see moves like that on the Q, you know, for no reason. You got Amazon coming in, all the high flyers like we've been talking about for months. When they all start coming in, you better watch out. USO, and the big money short the NASDAQ, you know, so you got to look at that as well. Let's see. So, you know, I was doing a little bit of work on this, and we might have a little head and shoulder developing on this. You know, I'm not sure. We have a neck trend line up here, went right back in the price. You know, it's not the best, not the worst, but you know, if this actually plays out, guys, you know, we got to watch it. We got to come back to the neckline, break the neckline, and start going lower. Then we'll know if this triggers. But look at this. Check this out. So this pattern brings us right into double bottom. And I've been talking about double bottom, so we'll see if this thing plays out. Let's check this out. So keep an eye on the USO. If you're not short up here, do something. Start adding here. Start going here. We were short. We had a quarter position, went up in our face, and now we started adding short again. We'll add more here. If it gets up into the 1250 area, we'll still, there's some pivots up in there, but we'll talk about that later. Weekly chart. Weekly chart, if you look at this one, we're looking at the head and shoulder pattern here. Hold on, let's get this a little bigger. So you got the head shoulder, you got the double top back here. So, you know, I'm looking at 1179. If it gets up in the, you know, the 1250 area again, let's do it again. We have this trend line, so let's keep an eye on this. We're above the moving averages again, like we always talk about. But if we start coming down again, this could be a slight head and shoulder pattern that could possibly play down to the double bottom. And I have one still playing down here, guys, 650 or so. So keep an eye on that. I don't know if that's going to come around, but gold, look at gold. That thing's been getting pounded pretty good. And I never thought I'd see 111. 111.50, but it's like, here we are. But on the UUP, which is the dollar chart, it's consolidating in a bullish manner, kind of like the other ones. If they start curling into price, we're going to see if these take off. Just like the Dow, just like the Spider, just like all of them right now. This is what's happening. They're up above the moving averages. They're starting to curl up. Does this start coming in, or does it push it up? You are a little extended, so I'd expect a little bit of a pullback, but let's see how fast this curls into price and see if it pushes it up. The dollar now, I think, can go a little higher, and that will push gold and, you know, supposedly oil down, but right now, you know, oil has a deal again, so oil has a deal. Let's follow them again. So again, bullish pattern developing on the weekly UUP, so let's see if this could curl up into price and this sets up to go higher. Or do we engulf this and engulf that and go back to gap fill and have a nice retrace and then the next leg up? You know, we'll have to wait and see. Weekly close is pretty important on this, but right now there's really nothing happening other than, you know, a pretty good move up, just like the SPY, just like the IWM, and just kind of consolidating. Some are pulling back a little bit and just doing that stuff. Now the GLD, you know, this has been an interesting one. So if we go to the daily chart, you know, we always talked about this bearish pattern, setting up to go lower. Then they popped it up above the gap window, almost got the gap fill, you know, kind of like the head fake, guys. Oh, let's go long. And then, man, they're just dumping it. I mean, maybe you got some, you know, a little bit of red candles here, but, you know, you still have some pretty good volume in this thing pushing up. And then you had a little tail here. So, but, you know, here we are. We did this one. We filled the gap today or the other day. What else is there? This was the gap right here. And now the next gap is at 109.18. Then we have another gap around 107. Another one around 105. And then so on and so forth. And, you know, ultimately, you know, if you get this thing around 101, 100 bucks, I don't know if it's going there. But like I said, we started adding around 115.50. We added again around 112 or 11, 111 something. But anywhere in this area is good too. And if it goes down another $5, we're going to add a little bit more. And then if it goes down one more time, we're going to do a little bit more. You know, like I said, if you want to do 1,000 shares, you go 200, 200, 200 in here. So you have 600 shares. And right down here, double bottom, you do about 400. Your cost average, you know, maybe around 109, 108, right in that area. And then boom, you get 126, 130. Rock and roll. But one day at a time, guys. Weekly chart. Weekly chart looking pretty ugly. Came in, retraced up, got all the suckers back on, and then dumped it in their face. We're right back in the gap fill. The 618 retrace, and then the 750 is down here to around 108. So you have some good support coming up. Gosh, oh man, we might actually get this one, guys. But you know, again, start putting something on because we could easily get a $10 move in a couple days, 4 or 5 days, and then boom, we'll sell it and then maybe short again and ride it down again. But so that's the gold. We had a couple good trades on the day. You know, look at the Google trade that came in really good. The Facebook trade, of course, we covered too early. That's coming good. Goldman Sachs were a little under the water. Nvidia came in today. A lot of stuff's coming in, guys. We do have a lot of shorts out there. Follow us on our Twitter. Follow us on StockBookie. Subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can get emails when we do the live streams. Ultimately, I'd like to get everyone's email and stuff and just shoot out emails to everybody and then come to the live stream, guys. Bring a symbol. Let's find some more stocks to make some more money on. So far, so good. You know, let's go into one more. GIMO. You know, I'm going to show this one. This one was great. We went short here, and look at that. Boom. $10 down from the high. We were right up. We were starting to add at this double top. Went up on us a little bit higher, and then boom, right back down. That was a great trade. That was from our live session. We did another trade on O. That was a great one. Okay, you know, a little bit stretched again, you know, on the monthly chart, comes right back in. That was a great trade. What was the other one that came? Oh, JBT. That one we've been putting on some shorts here. Today we had a nice, what was it, $4.70 drop. But look at that. It's holding the 200 MA, but I'm thinking lower prices. We start getting into here. Boom, we're in the money. But, you know, this one again, monthly chart. Let's go to this. You know, a little more on this one. I have a little bit of time. This one pulled in nice, and that was it. You know what? I don't think I went over the DIA. The DIA. You know what? Let me go back, guys. Sorry about that. I'm not going to make a new video. It's been a long day. I did a 3-hour live session. But the DIA, and if I did, great. It's been a long day, guys. Oh, yeah, I did go over the DIA. So this one's off the bullish pattern. That one's going up. Yeah, it just seems short today. I don't know why I have the time. The USO, I did that. And then IBB, guys, we called that trade out. That was great. We started adding short gap fill, and look at that thing rolling over. I'm thinking here, and I think maybe 250 again, maybe. So I'm still in a half position here. I guess if we get down to gap fill, I'll cover half the position, try to let the quarter run one more time. So I try to do that as much as possible, guys, and you know, we'll see what happens. So we have a couple of trades still upside down on us, the Goldman, the JPM, the Nvidia, of course, MLM's right in the money, Tesoro's right there about break even. F5 are a little bit out of the money, but gosh, you know, Baidu bounced up a little, 22 cents up on, oh no, Netflix, 22 cents up. Man, I should have covered the rest of that trade, but it's still setting up in a bearish manner. Let's do Netflix too. So if you stuck around for this, you got a couple extra ones. This is a bearish pattern, guys. Slightly bullish, but we're into the 618 retrace. Let's see where this thing goes. Gosh, I like that fly. I want to. I'm still thinking $100, guys. All right, that's it for right now. Covered a couple extra ones, a couple trades that we did. We had Halliburton trade that worked out really well. What else did we do today? We had a Nike trade that we got about 30-something cents on. We're holding half of that one. We did some Alta after hours action and pulled actually a nice chunk of change out of there. We did 200 shares. That was great too. But follow us on everything. StockTwits is more of my intraday action. Twitter's more of my swing trades. And then YouTube for all my videos and my live sessions, guys. All right, that's it for today. Hope you came to the live session. Hope you're watching this. Hopefully I'm helping you guys too out on making trades, making the right decisions, selling for the profits, and just trying to make money. Thanks again for coming to StockBookie.com. God bless. See you on the charts.